Hello and welcome to another Saturday morning retro. As always, we'll be bringing you the best of nostalgic gaming with a slightly Saturday morning cartoon children's show twist. And as you can see already, we're playing something a little bit different. This is the Sega CD version of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, just basking in that magnificent intro. I'll let you enjoy it for a little bit before we start to play. Truly one of the best intros to a TV kids show ever, I think. But there's plenty of time to enjoy that. We'll start playing the game. So there's 3 difficulty levels, and I'm going to go beginner because it's actually quite difficult, this game. This is one of those games that you have to press the buttons in time to basically progress through an episode of the show. And because it's a Sega CD game, the FMV is very chunky, very, not blurry, but it's very hard to make out things such as faces, which are quite important in a live action show, but never mind, this is pretty technologically advanced for the time. Of course, there'll be many FMV games to come before and after this game, and it's a pretty interesting idea for the time, really. You know, you're actually watching proper episodes of the game and kind of having some sort of interactivity at the same time, which is very new for the time. I can imagine quite a few kids were suckered into getting this or getting their parents to buy it for them, and maybe possibly being a little disappointed at the game itself. While the other versions of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on other systems were things like platform brawlers, this was a little bit different and probably not quite so enjoyable. So as you imagine, there are a lot of cutscenes, because this game is one big cutscene, and every now and then a button flashes on the screen and you have to press it. It's quick time event the game, basically. This is probably the most 90s thing in the world right now. Even though it's something that came from very old, much older Japanese TV shows decades earlier that were just simply repackaged and served to the West.
This is just too weird for me. I tell you what, it's been real, but I gotta go.
Yeah, see ya.
So they're leaving.
Those stupid teenagers don't know who they're messing with.
So now we're going to get into some gameplay finally.
Get the putties. It's time. All right, take that.
You have to appreciate how hammy this game has in terms of acting, or the show rather. The putty is not the most intimidating of enemies. So we're about to fight. And by that I mean press buttons.
Right, these two are mine.
So you're just pressing directions when you're told to. I'm playing it on beginner just to give you an idea what the game is, because the harder difficulties, you don't get quite so much time to actually press the buttons, so it's actually quite difficult. And it's very easy to press the wrong button entirely. At least with beginner, I can show you some more of the game instead of you just seeing me die all the time. The only problem with a game like this is because you're spending so much time looking for the controller prompts, you're not really actually watching the FMV, to be honest. So I guess it's far more enjoying to watch someone play this than to actually play it yourself. Which kind of defeats the point, really, doesn't it? Unfortunately, when you do get it wrong, the screen just shakes, so of course nothing actually just happens on the screen. And if your little energy bar in the bottom left runs out, then it's game over. So you know what time it is. Time for some needlessly long transformation sequences. Sod off, Alpha. As cheesy as this is, you can't help but admire it just for how terribly bad this all is, but still enjoyable all the same. Yeah, it's weird to think that the Power Rangers have lasted decades just due to the number of repackagings it's had over the years. I think we're on at least 16 or 17 different versions of it at this point.
Make my buzzard roar!
I kind of only really paid attention to the first series or two of this one. I think when it started going all crazy, and I think just before the movie, I think I tailed off. Maybe I was a little too old. Maybe it just bored me a little bit. I still love these sequences of transformations. Just absolutely insane. I'd love to show a young kid this show, just to see what they think of it. This is the bit everyone was waiting for, the old Megazord. Can't beat it. Ooh. So they don't keep score in the top left, so there is actually a high score table at the end.
Jason, that blow didn't even faze him. Man.
What terrible, terrible acting. Oh, don't know what happened there. I think I had to mash the buttons there, I'm not so sure. I think some of these things, it takes you very much by surprise. Here we go. This is just a show about escalation, really, isn't it? If we can't fight an enemy by ourselves, then we'll just find something bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think that's the end of this level / episode.
Job well done. Now that you have become Power Rangers, you must follow 3 basic rules or lose the protection of the power. First, never use your power for personal gain. Second, never escalate a battle unless Rita forces you. And finally, keep your identity secret.
And don't try this at home. And the freeze frame. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. So let's check my score. Didn't lose any health. Excellent. A perfect game. For a change. What the hell was that all about? Well, I'm going to love you and leave you there. I think you've had enough of this FMV awfulness. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, you can subscribe to the Nintendo Life YouTube channel and watch more videos like this, and possibly more with a slightly more Nintendo-related spin, of course. So, I guess we'll do another one of these next Saturday, and until then, happy gaming.